Hello there, my name is PolishLynx. Welcome back to another episode of Seduce Me the Otome. Rules of the World, what was she talking about?
The rules applies to any magical being that lives in the human world. They were established on a day you humans might know as the birth date of Jesus Christ.
Okay. Wait, so does that mean Christianity is legitimate?
It's a story to some, a religious faith to others. I won't deny or prove a religion exists because that's a human matter. Magical beings, on the other hand, don't pay attention unless they're angels from the world of heaven.
Damn. Not good, not good. Oh. And where did that go? Okay. I'm fine. Hopefully nothing is broken. God damn it. Alright, I think everything landed on the good side. Remember, don't text during playing games. It's important. Okay, my curiosity was picking at my mind like a frantic bird. I wanted to know more. Diana was giving me answers and I wanted to ask more questions. However, I had to go to school. I was conflicted.
Stay, and I'll tell you more of these rules.
And if I go?
Then I take your memories. Now.
I was trapped. There was no way I could bring Diana with me without some repercussion. If she took my memories now, then I'd go to school without remembering anything. However, if I stayed, I could learn more. But I'd miss school. I will stay. I bit my lip. Did I really want to stay? I could feel my fingers run over my phone and call up Naomi. Without even listening to the phone, I spoke into it. Hey girls, I'm feeling really sick. Don't worry about coming and don't come over. I'm staying home and getting better. I hung up without even acknowledging Naomi or Suzu on the other hand. Diana crossed her arms and waited for me to turn to her fully. I threw my Mac to the side and looked to Diana, ready to learn more. You're going to tell me everything.
I'll do the best I can.
I walked up the stairs with Diana behind me. I glanced into the dining room to see it already clean. I guess Diana used magic to clean up after us. I continued and wound up into my bedroom. I sat on the bed as Diana stood by the balcony window. It was just like last night. So I can ask anything and you will answer, right?
I'll give you the best answers I can give.
Knowing Diana, it could have been a white lie. She already had hidden some details, but I guess she had her reasons. However, I would need to know more than just details. The rules of the wars, what are they?
They are the heart and soul of the human world, created and approved by all 5 worlds on the human date, December 25th.
5 words?
In human terms, there is the human world, heaven, purgatory, hell, and the abyss.
Yeah. What are the rules in this agreement?
These rules dictate the behavior of otherworldly creatures in the human world. Without them, there would be constant war between angels and devils, while the vampires would try and enslave humanity.
Vampires?
Demons are merely the watchers, but often the devils or vampires will try and coax them into joining them.
So angels and vampires exist too?
Yes, angels are from heaven, watching over the human world with a careful eye. Vampires are from the human world, but pass on to purgatory before rebirth.
I stared at my lap. This was all amazing, yet this wasn't satisfying my curiosity. Did I want to know more? Did I want to know just about demons? This was all a huge deal and I felt both over and underwhelmed. So these rules have rules over humans. Humans can't know about magic at all.
Correct. Humans, to the angels, need to remain pure and innocent, So they dictated that humans cannot know of the other worlds or of other beings. The rest of us agreed. Only a select few are allowed to know the truth about us.
But that's hardly fair, isn't it?
Well, take a look at yourself. You're barely proficient with magic. Your kind is too focused on who will fight the next war or who will screw the next person. I'm sorry to admit this, but humans are the weakest race in the planes of existence. The only ones who truly protect you are angels.
Well, we just need to accept the weaknesses and accept that we are the weakest race, and that way we can fight. Because something, the weakest can be the strongest, actually. You never know. I felt angry that she made humans sound inferior. Yeah, we had our faults, but it wasn't like any of the other races were better, right? There was no way humans were the inferior race. But on the other hand, humans are, well, terrible. Telling it's, well, not too harsh. Well, we are not inferior.
Oh, you're not now? Really?
Diana stared at me, looking me up and down before smirking a bit.
Let's go on a little trip, shall we?
I raised my eyebrow. What was she on about? What was she on about? First she wanted me to stay here, now she wanted to go out. What was with that girl? Before I could protest, the world began to spin around me, forcing me to jump up and grab onto Diana. She held me as the room spun practically out of control. My fear escalated and I buried my face in her shoulder, wanting it to stop if she was trying to prove a scary point. It was working. I felt the world slow down around me and soon come to a halt. I didn't want to look around. I gasped when I realized that I was in a business office. What is going on? Where are we?
Just a simple business office. Nothing more.
I looked around and felt an air of familiarity to the room. I couldn't figure out why, but my brain kept me aware that I knew this place somehow. I didn't get to think on it long. Suddenly a group of businessmen entered the room, stopping at the sight of Diana and me.
Who are you two?
I froze. What was going to happen? We were going to be thrown out, get in trouble, and I would never be allowed out again. This was a mild nightmare. Diana's giggle stopped my thoughts. I looked up to see her smirking at the group of men, a hand by her lips.
Why, do you not know who we are? For shame, for shame.
Diana guided me to a chair and sat me down before sitting on the table. I practically turned red as Diana hiked her dress to where her entire leg slipped out from a slit. She crossed her legs and tossed her hair gently.
We are your employers. This lovely lady is the CEO of the company, and I am her personal secretary. You men, however, are late.
I stared at Diana as she stared down the group of men like a tiger would look her prey. The group collectively began to shuffle in the nervousness, surprising me. Were they really believing her life? How? Diana smiled and lifted her leg slightly, making the men lean in for a possible panty shot. I couldn't help but feel both stunned and slightly jealous.
One of you needs to come over here and kiss my foot as an apology.
Oh my god, that's amazing. What? I looked to Diana's foot, seeing it gently bop in slight impatience. Was she seriously going to make one of them kiss her foot? They obviously couldn't be that enthralled with her enough to stop so low. I let my thoughts become destroyed as I watched a man step out from the group nervously and get on his knees in front of Diana. As she gently cradled her foot in his hands, I tensed and held my breath. No way! The man gently kissed her over Diana's foot, making almost a sultry sigh escape her lips and sent a shiver down my spine. Diana smirked and leaned back on her hands, looking down at the man before her.
My ankle next.
Like an obedient servant, the man traveled his keys to her ankle as Diana let her head fall back with another sigh. What are you doing?
Proving to you how weak the human mind is.
Diana raised a hand above her and snapped her fingers, causing the group of only men that remained to straighten up like an army at attention. I felt myself tense and catch my breath in response, but I couldn't feel any power over me.
Water, a massage, another kiss.
With each command, a man would separate from the group and fulfill it obediently. I watched as each man became practically a slave to her whim. Diana closed her eyes and let out a pleasure to hum, making my spine tingle again. For some reason, this irritated my beyond belief. Watching her be pampered by an enthralled man made something crawl in my chest. Something dark. I wanted it to stop. That's enough, Diana, or don't say anything. Well, she said she wanted it to stop, so that's enough. And yeah, that's enough. Diana and the man around her suddenly looked at me. Diana was a little surprised, but then slightly smirked.
Oh my. Is someone a little jealous?
It's not like that. Just stop it. You've proved your point. Diana chuckled, making me wince. Would she stop? She wasn't obedient like the boys, so who knew with her? Diana then snapped her fingers, surprised me, and forcing the men around her to huddle together where they were previously.
I have proven my point, haven't I? Oh well. I guess I got a little carried away.
I think she could somehow manage to change that situation so Diana break the rules. But well, whatever. Diana ran a finger over her lower lip and giggled at my face. So? What?
You're adorable when you're jealous.
My first turned red instantly and I covered my cheeks wearing Diana. She giggled again before snapping her fingers and making the room around us fade away into darkness. A mere breath later, we were back in my bedroom with both of us on my bed. Diana stretched her arms up and smiled at me.
So, now do you understand the vulnerability of humanity?
I gritted my teeth. Humans weren't as weak as she claimed. I couldn't believe it. Just because we were weak didn't mean that we couldn't know about those who were supposedly more powerful than us. I glared at Diana. That justifies ignorance. How does that justify ignorance?
Ignorance is the only safety humans get to have. If humans were to know about us, do you know what kind of chaos would occur?
No? For once, I felt scared. Diana's eyes were cold as ice as she stared into my soul, practically giving me the frightening feeling of the future I questioned.
There are already wars in the human world being fought amongst yourselves. Equality, dominance, power. The human world is practically the image of self-chaos. Innocent blood is spilled every day in your world. Doesn't matter the color or creed you carry.
Well, the words of truth has been spoken.
You think blood is spilt now? There will be much more if humans knew about otherworldly creatures. Our existences can destroy beliefs and human logic.
Well, at some points it might be helpful with destroying beliefs. I felt the world around me go dark as I stared at Diana. Sounds of screaming and battle raged around me, but I kept my eyes to the one person I could see. Was this an illusion? Was this a trick? I didn't feel like it.
Religions would crumble and civil wars would clash. Paranoia would be a constant in every human mind. And soon armies will rise up, trying to defend humanity without true knowledge of who we are and what we can do. Vampires would be forced to retaliate and build armies of their own, and trust me, they're not as friendly as the vampires in your human fictional drabble.
They are not like in, for example, Helsing. You know, the anime. They weren't very friendly. Well, at least the main character. Well, maybe a bit friendly, but not that much. Okay.
Devils would have a heyday and wreak havoc, finally finding a collective weakness in the human world to exploit. Angels would have to come down and fight their devil rivals, and the human world would become their battlefield.
I could see the world Diana described flash before my eyes. I could see humans screaming and fighting each other, trying to figure out who is what and being frightful with every blink. I imagine devils like Maliks ravaging cities and killing people while soldiers tried to fight back, failing and dying at every turn. The image was scary and I didn't want to imagine it. I shook my head, holding it in both hands before looking into Diana. My room had returned and Diana stared back at me. To my surprise, she had a concerned face.
The rules are to make sure that we all stay at peace. To have us all fighting at once would result in a massive cataclysm that would engulf everything and everyone, no matter what we were.
Diana finally broke away from the gaze she held on me and stared at the far wall. I could see a look of fear rush through her eyes as she looked away from me. I almost felt sorry, but my confusion covered my concern.
Demons already have enough on our collective plates. We don't need to become the backlash victims of broken ignorance.
Diana. Something in Diana's eyes made my heart almost hurt. Even before she wasn't looking at me, I could almost see all of the emotions that ran in her mind just by observing her eyes. I felt bad, terrible even, for questioning her as I did. I was only human after all. However, I felt the need to comfort her. Something was going on and Diana was holding me back. Whether or not I learned more by comforting her almost didn't matter. Take her hand, wait. Well, take her hand. I felt myself gently scoot closer to Diana before laying a hand on hers. Diana stared at me for a brief moment before shaking her head frantically and shutting her eyes tightly. A soft sigh escaped her lips before she looked again at me with almost a new resolve.
I'm fine. I was merely trying to prove my points.
Okay, let's end the episode here, and hopefully it's not an end yet, so, well, that would suck to actually start a new episode and ending it a second after, but hopefully it's not the end. So, see you then, bye.